Hey everyone, this is Brian, and I'm here to tell you about the Telecaster Telecaster that we're planning to build here over the next couple of months. This project came about by friends on my Facebook page asking me to do more videos about the repairs that we do here in our shop. We've been in Knoxville, Tennessee repairing guitars for 12 years now, and 2 years ago we opened this new storefront shop. And over the past few years, I've been able to meet hundreds of players and set up literally thousands of guitars. One thing I did a few years ago is I started advertising a service where if you brought all the parts to me for a Strat or a Telecaster, I would assemble the guitar, wire it, set it up for you. And this is one of my favorite things to do, so I wanted to record a lot of that process on video. So I picked a Telecaster to build because it's a simple design. I already had some of the parts, but still it's one of the most popular models that we work on. And my hope is that this series of videos will inspire you to maybe try it on your own. I know a lot of people like to build Telecasters. The parts are readily available. eBay, Reverb, Stratosphere, all kinds of places you can get the parts. Most of my parts came from All Parts. We're All Parts dealers, so we get a lot of these things from there. But Warmoth has great necks. Musicraft has great necks. Fender is even selling replacement necks now that you can buy, just the neck and put it on your parts caster. So lots of great ways to get into this and build some cool stuff. It's not the cheapest thing to do. I think I'll have probably $800 worth of parts in this project when it's all said and done, because it would be cheaper, if I cut the body out and painted it myself, but I bought a finished body. So I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you how I prep the finish on the neck, how I wire the electronics, how I set the neck, how I install the tuners and the hardware, and I'll even show you how to apply a water slide decal on the headstock. And there are lots of places where you can get your own decals custom made. But you can put your own name on them, make up your own guitar company, whatever. There's lots of ways to do it. So let me go over the parts that we're going to be using. The body is a black All Parts Telecaster body. It's made in Japan. And if you've ever played the Japanese Fender guitars, this one is very similar. I'm told they're possibly even made in the same place. But I picked a black guitar with a black pick guard, and mainly because I just really like this look. I love black guitars. Always had. My first guitar when I was 11 was a black guitar, and I've always had a love for black guitars since then. One thing I can see already, I don't know if you can see this on the video, but in the neck pocket there's a lot of paint built up. So if I were finishing this guitar myself, I would have masked off that entire neck pocket. But the way they did it, they just mask off, maybe a half an inch into there, and there's still a lot of paint built up around the top edge. So I'm gonna clean that up, because I've already test fitted it, that when I put the neck on, it's a super tight fit. So I want to make sure that we've got a good fit, because this neck doesn't even have finish on it yet. So let's talk about the neck. The neck is an all maple neck also from All Parts, also made in Japan. I bought it unfinished. I could have purchased a neck already finished, but I really just wanted to finish it myself. The look I'm going for is sort of a 70s look. I don't want, on this guitar, I don't want the real amber looking finish like you see on some of the 50 Strats. I don't want it to look really aged. I just want to give it some color. So I'll show you how I do that out of the box. This one is just snow white, and so I still have decisions to make about the finish, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this one in a polyurethane finish instead of a nitrocellulose lacquer, which I sometimes use. But we'll have a whole video on the neck coming up later. The pickups that are going this are from Porter pickups. They're hand wound Porter pickups. This is their Telecaster pickup called the 9T. These are a P90 tone in a Telecaster pickup housing. We love their pickups. I've been selling them a long time. You can hear samples of these at porterpickups.com. The hardware is pretty standard. I've got a control plate, just a regular Telecaster control plate. The neck plate and screws. There's a string tree in here, a little vintage button steel string tree. I got the strap buttons. Already have everything pulled together on this. I'm using locking tuners. These are made by Goto, but these are vintage tuners. I really like vintage tuners. There's a lot of talk about locking tuners, and people really like locking tuners. I like locking tuners too, but I also like these vintage tuners. And they, believe it or not, they actually do lock the string in. Maybe not with a clamp, but the way that once you see how these work with the vintage tuners, you cut the string, you measure it, you drop it directly down into the post, and you wind it up, and the post actually locks the string in place so it can't slip. But really nice tuners. I like using them. I want to talk about the bridge that I picked. This is a Joe Barden bridge with compensated brass saddles. Traditionally, a Telecaster bridge has 3 brass saddles like this, but they are lined up straight across. The way Joe Barden makes these is that they're slanted, so that you can actually compensate the strings when you do the intonation. You actually get better intonation with this than you would a normal Telecaster bridge. I've got a friend that calls that the old Telecaster bridge is vintage intonation, which means it's not very good. So you can get it close, but you can't get it perfect. These help you get it almost perfect. So I've used these saddles for years, but I just happened to find the whole bridge with the saddles already installed. Another thing I like about this bridge is that it's got the little cutaway on the treble side. That's a nice feature, because sometimes your pick will get caught in the treble side of this ashtray bridge, and that little cutaway right there eliminates that. So anyway, just wanted to give you just a little bit of information about kind of where we're going with this project. This is going to be a fun deal, and I hope that you'll subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Facebook. This is also going to be hosted on my new website, which is called guitartechlive.com. It's still under construction, but it's where I'll be hosting this content as well as some actual classes that I'm working on. We're going to teach setups, some specific to Les Paul styles, some specific to Strats and Fender styles. We'll do bass guitars and acoustics, and also do fretwork and just all kinds of stuff. There will also be a community there where you could join and have a place to ask questions about repairing guitars, fixing guitars, setting up guitars, and I'm just really excited about that, about having kind of a new avenue to present these things. So I'll be back in the coming weeks with some shorter videos documenting the steps of this build, and I hope that you'll tune in. And until then, thanks for watching.